What is up, guys? It's Tokium back with another Showdown live for you all, as we are on Showdown. And like I told you, every Monday we will be going on Showdown and building our new team for our Battle Spot VGC Laddering series with a special guest. We'll build it, explain the sets thoroughly, and then test it in a few games so that you all can get a very good feel of what exactly the team does and how it works. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for joining us today. Please do like, share, and maybe even subscribe if you enjoy this video, as it definitely does really help out the channel. Either way, I appreciate you guys coming out for this video. Anyways though, let's get right to our special guest, as he is a very good friend of mine and a very competent quality battler, no one other than ElegyVGC. What is up, man? How are you today?
Dude, I'm doing great, man. Thanks for asking. How are you doing is the real question.
I'm doing good, man. It was a busy Monday, a very busy Monday, but we're here now. We're relaxing, we're building teams, and we're having fun on Showdown, so I got no complaints.
Heck yeah, man.
Yep. All right, so we're here on Showdown, and let's just get that team built. Do you want to get on Showdown? And I actually didn't pass you my sign-in information before we did that. I'm going to do that really quickly on Skype, and then we'll hop right into the battle. So give me 1 second with that. So that we
Alright, man.
Yeah, so that we can make sure we're on the same page when we start the battles.
Alright.
So let's do that really quickly. And alright, there we are.
Alright, if you start getting random PMs, by the way, yeah, it's because I was talking to some people, so don't worry about it.
Okay, no worries there. Alright, so we're on Showdown. We're ready to build this team. Do you want to start us off with the first Pokemon? First things first. Let's explain why this is the team we want to build. My friend Elegy over here was able to ladder this team all the way to 32 on the current Showdown ladder, the VGC 2017 Showdown ladder. So that's a very quality accomplishment for a team. So I definitely wanted to see what this team's all about and see how it made it that far up the ladder. So really good job there, man. Congrats on that.
Thanks, man. I tried.
Of course.
It was a struggle.
I bet. It's hard once you get that high. Anyways, though, you could start us off with the first Pokemon if you don't mind.
Alright, man. So first off, we got Celesteela, of course. You know, you can't play video games without a little bit of annoyance.
Celesteela, this monster.
Yeah. Also, I know you said it'd be hard to do it that high, but honestly, I feel like if I was to get high and play Pokemon, I'd be pretty good. Like,
Oh
no joke.
god. Oh god.
I do my best at like 3 a.m. anyways, so.
True, you definitely are a night owl. I noticed that. Let's get into that item of Celesteela though.
Alright, so you're gonna want to have. Okay, so honestly, like, I don't really know. Like, I built this team with Electric Seed Celesteela because Kyle was like, "Oh, dude, like Electric Seed, whatever it's called, lets you beat Fire Mons," and it's like, "Oh man, that's so great." But then it turns out that like it never ends up working. So, or not working, but it just rarely ever comes into play. So I switched it to Wakanberry.
Wakanberry, not bad.
Yeah. It's kind of like a pecan berry, except. Yeah, okay, I don't know where I'm going with that joke. Anyways, so yeah, the moves are Leech Seed, Heavy Slam, Wide Guard, and Protect.
Alright, and that Wakanberry is going to let us take super effective electric attacks better, so that's definitely good for our Tapu Koko matchup, which is one of the main Pokemon that Celesteela dislikes facing. And can you repeat those moves real quick? Leech Seed,
Heavy Slam,
Heavy
Wide Guard.
Wide Guard, and Protect the
Yeah.
stable.
Yep.
Alright, do you want to go into any of those moves a little further? Maybe like Wide Guard, as some people do choose Substitute over Wide Guard. Any reasoning behind you thought Wide Guard would fit your team a little bit better?
Well, it doesn't have leftovers, so Substitute seemed a little counterproductive.
Yes,
with
exactly.
I like Substitute without leftovers on, like, you know, offensive mons that just want to take the extra hit.
Yeah.
But like if you're just sitting there, Substitute doesn't really work if you don't have leftovers, and then one of the mons already had leftovers and was utilizing it like a god, so you know,
Alright,
I wasn't gonna change it.
We'll get to that, Mon. Great. Thank you for that. So let's get into those EVs now.
Alright, so honestly, I don't even know what this spread does, but it's 252 HP, 100 defense, and then 156 special defense with a careful nature.
You said 100 defense and what was the rest? 156 special defense.
Yeah, I don't remember why that spread kind of came about. It just ended up happening, and it works, so it's cool. That's at least four of the spreads on this team. So
That's at least four of them. Okay, not bad. This was an early meta team, so definitely bear with us with not knowing exactly what all the EV spreads do. Anyways, though, and that's pretty much it for Celesteela. Obviously, it's going to. You pretty much know what this does from our last Battle Spot laddering team. Sits there, elite seeds things, and heavy slams what it can, and then we'll get more into why wide guard is what wide guard can do for this team. So, all right, let's hop right into that next Pokemon.
all right, so the next Pokemon, because it was going to be Electric Seed Celesteela, this one's Tapu Koko.
Cool.
Yeah, even though we're not going the Electric Seed, Tapu Koko is just really it really fits with Celesteela well. I don't know why, it just does. Like Celesteela's got that wide guard, Tapu Koko's just got that utility, man. It's good, it's good.
Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah, honestly, I'm probably gonna say that about pretty much every Pokemon on this team. Like, oh, I don't know what it's doing on this team, but hey, it checks out.
No
like,
worries.
Especially the next one, man. But
The proof is in the pudding. This team got to 32.
yeah. So you're gonna want to run Focus Sash.
Sash. I like the idea of Sash. I haven't seen many Sashes, and I like that idea.
Yeah, it's mostly just because I didn't want to run like Electrium. I just wanted to take that extra hit. It helps my ground matchup quite a bit since Crocodile and Garchomp are both ground mons, but Tapu Koko can beat them as long as they're not Scarf.
Yeah.
So it really helps out having the Sash there.
Not bad. Let's get into the moveset.
So you're gonna want to have Thunderbolt as your first one, your primary stab. Huge damage, heat.
Yep, Thunderbolt.
Volt Switch, just so you can build some momentum early and do some nice damage.
Of course.
Yeah, something I like doing with Volt Switch Tapu Koko is leading it if they have a Tapu of their own, specifically Lele, because you can test to see if it's Scarf or not, like right off the bat, because if their Psychic Terrain activates first and you know it.
Yeah.
This team, it can beat normal Tapu Lele's easy, but it kind of struggles against Scarf Lele, so knowing that it has a Scarf right away helps me, play better against it.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, and because, Coco's really good at cleaning up, after you lead it, Volt Switch out, do damage. You don't have to Volt Switch, of course, but, it helps. Volt Switching is definitely better than Hard Switching most of the time.
Yeah.
And it's not like you're doing anything with that second slot anyways, so...
Exactly. Dazzling Gleam just doesn't do enough damage, in my opinion. It's good, but it doesn't do that much damage. So, yeah, I like Volt Switch.
All right. So our third move is Dazzling Gleam. Yeah, man. I mean, that was maybe Skydrop works over that Volt Switch slot, but Dazzling Gleam, it's a cool stab move.
It does decent damage just when it's so spread. When it's spread damage, it hits decently hard. It's just not crazy hard coming off of Tapu Koko. But I definitely understand the coverage as you need it for those pesky. You pretty much need it for Crocodile and Garchomp, as it's super effective against both of those. Considering that Crocodile's dark, Garchomp's a dragon, so it's really good for both of those ground types, especially since you are Focus Sash, so you can beat both of those with being Focus Sash, even if the Dazzling Gleam doesn't OHKO. So I understand why Dazzling Gleam is still good, even though it really doesn't on things that it's neutral against. That's what I mainly meant. It really doesn't do that much damage.
Oh yeah, with the Focus Sash, the barely any special attack actually without the Electric Surge, and with the spread, it hits like an abused child trying to hit back. So,
And the last move is gonna be Protect, correct?
Yeah, Protect. Scat out those things.
Not
Be
bad.
Heat. Yeah.
And the same. Are we just standard on that?
Yeah, it's just 252 special attack, 4 special defense, 252 speed timid. We gotta, just hit hard, hit fast. You don't have to hit any bulk things since you're Sash, so.
Not bad. All right, let's move on to the next member.
All right, so this one is called Machamp. Oh, it is Machamp. I was gonna say called because its name is the Kyle Cole, but it's Machamp. Yeah.
Machamp. And what item are we running on Machamp today?
Assault Vest.
The beautiful Assault Vest.
You know what? that's another questionable thing where I don't know why I do it. It just kind of happens. It's like, oh well, it fits. It helps with the Lele matchup because it poison jab Okos. Helps with the Tapu matchup for the same reason.
Oh
You
wow,
know, it's
poison jab Okos. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and then it lives a psychic with the Assault Vest. That's not why I put it. It just kind of ended up happening.
Psychic and Moonblast, correct?
Yeah, Moonblast takes less than psychic.
Yeah, I did. I just wanted to 100% make sure for our viewers. Anyways, let's get into those moves. Oh, well, obviously the ability on this one's actually a pretty big deal. Do you want to explain why?
Yeah, because Dynamic Punch got kind of nerfed because Confusion kind of sucks now.
Yeah.
So like switching in and taking something from Dynamic Punch, it's not all that bad as it used to be. Um, and so Guts is still good because they burn your Machamp, and then it hits it hits pretty bad.
It's like a
So
truck.
yeah, well when it's has Guts, yeah, but when it's no guard, it hits like I don't know, it hits like a I don't want to make another abuse joke, but it hits pretty weak.
Yeah. Still, though, confusing your opponent is still pretty good. Any type of stats that you can get on top of still dealing 100 damage stab attack is still really good. And then on top of that, you wouldn't be able to use Dynamic Punch otherwise because of the fact it is a 50% accurate move.
Yeah, it's still no guard. It's still no guard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still no guard, but it's not necessarily because of Dynamic Punch. It's mostly because it gets Stone Edge too.
Yeah, and then Stone Edge also too. Correct. So, alright, Dynamic Punch, Stone Edge,
Poison Jab.
Poison Jab, we went over that, and Protect.
Uh,
No, we can't Protect.
yeah, well, actually, what you can do is you can hope they trick you and then Protect. But I like just running Knockoff.
Knockoff, not bad. One of the few
Yeah.
things that actually gets knockoff good.
Yeah, what I like about it is it outspeeds Marowak. So you can knock off it and just take away its thick club. So Marowak's actually really deadly to this team. If it's I'm trying to think. I don't know. There's a specific condition where it's deadly to this team. So being able to knock it off, really nice.
Yeah, even the last team I had, Kyle's team that we built with him, his the Marowak matchup used to always scare me, and that's why I lost the game to some Quadranid team just due to the fact that I was so over centralizing all my attention on Marowak that I ended up letting Gastrodon get double targeted, and that was my win con in that game. So Marowak's just a scary Pokemon in general, in my opinion. But yeah, I could see how this team could have a little bit of trouble too when we just look at the first two Pokemon, and one's extremely weak to Marowak, and the next one can't really go for its electric stab due to lightning rod on Marowak. So it makes sense.
Yeah, it's also pretty weak against it.
Yeah, so let's hop into that move set. I mean EV spread.
Yeah, it's just pretty simple. 252 HP, 2v2 attack, 4 special defense with an adamant nature.
Okay, not bad.
Yeah, I mean, you could run like a little bit of speed to speed creep. Like I know some Marowaks run like a lot of speed now. And it's like primary job for some reason is taking care of business with Marowak. So yeah. You might want to run a little bit of speed creep, but it outspeeds naturally, and most don't run enough speed to outspeed it naturally. So I think you're good.
Alright, sounds good. Just decent bulk, max attack, rolling with it, not bad. Alright, our next Pokemon is going to be...
It's going to be Nihilego.
Awesome. This is a Pokemon whose name I have so much trouble pronouncing, but nice. Nihilego. Hearing someone else say it gives me confidence.
Yeah, I was watching your video last night actually where you were struggling with that.
I was struggling very bad with that.
Yeah, but it made me realize I'd never said Nihilego out loud before. Like, this is the first time I've said Nihilego.
You say it with much more confidence than me, so props to you.
Thanks, man.
Not bad. Alright, so Nihilego, that rock poison typing. What are we going to be doing with this?
So it's got a life orb.
Not bad. More damage.
Yeah, some people run Sash so you could take like a hit since its physical defense is super weak. But like Life Orb lets you OHKO all Arcanines, it lets you OHKO all Gyarados, it lets you OHKO all Marowak, it lets you OHKO all Garchomps except for Sash Chomps within Power Ice. So like, I think it's worth it to have a Life Orb and just take care of business immediately.
Yeah, that sounds great, especially because you'll probably catch some people off guard who will expect you to be focused as just going for the conservative route. And on top of that, that's also more damage you could get off on the abundance of fairy types that we have in the Tapus with your
Yeah.
poison stab.
Yeah, Sludge Bomb with the Life Orb Elko's Tapu Lele, which like all Tapu Lele, so that's important. I think it's actually more conservative to run Life Orb though, because you're relying a lot less on your hyper offensive mons to stick around, and more on your defensive mons, because you just want to take care of the things that can threaten your defensive mons and then win with your defensive mons later.
That's an interesting take on it. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, so like let's say they have an Arcanine out, right? And I just want to take care of business, and let's say I have my Stella out and my Nihilego, and I don't have Sash on, or I have Sash on my Nihilego and not Life Orb, so I don't kill Arcanine, and then it does a bunch of damage to my Stella, and I don't want that, so.
Makes perfect
Yeah.
sense. All right,
Yeah.
what rock stab are we going with?
Power Gem.
Power Gem, nice. And then Hidden Power Ice, like you said.
Yep. Take care of business with those
Then
Garchomps.
Protect.
Yeah, and then Sludge Bomb.
Yeah, I put that first.
Ah, dude, sweet.
Yep. All right, and Protect. All right, and then we're going with the standard 252, 252, 4.
Yep.
4 in HP or anything specific?
4 in HP because it gives it an odd number.
Yeah. Makes sense. All right, and then let's hop into that next Pokemon. Obviously, we pretty much went over everything with Nihilego. Very good stab options for the current meta. And then Hidden Power Ice is really good for what you can't hit with your stab options. And then obviously Life Orb so that we could get the KOs that we want to get. So all right, next member.
Yeah. Another thing about Nihilego, by the way, is it's a jellyfish, and jellyfish have ruled this world for like ever. So like, you can just expect it to rule this meta. So getting on that Nihilego train early definitely gives you the. That's a bad joke. I'm sorry. Next Pokemon is Gastrodon.
I'm like, Jalissa was okay in VGC17.
Was that a jellyfish?
I thought it was. I don't know what Jalissa is if it's not a jellyfish.
Hang on. Now slash data Jellicent. Yeah, I guess that is a jellyfish.
It looks very much so like one.
Okay, but it's not a poisonous jellyfish. Nihilego's poisonous.
True. It's a ghost one though, even more scary.
Well, that means it's died. Nihilego's not dead. So.
True. You got me there. All right,
Gotcha.
Gastrodon. What item are we running on Gastrodon?
Now this is the leftover spawn. Gastrodon is the bread and butter of this team, man. Gastrodon, like, it's so good.
Nice.
Like, I started building around Electric Seed Celesteela, and now everything just revolves around Gastrodon. So.
That's good to hear. Let's get into the moveset, and then maybe you can further explain how Gastrodon supports this team so well.
All right, so you run Scald, right?
Scald,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah, primary water stab. It hits decently hard. Chance to burn is nice. Never get it though, because I'm unlucky. And then you run Toxic. Toxic is your second move.
Okay, that's a huge switch up from our prior Gastrodon. As we were running Clear Smog, so interesting to see Toxic this time.
Yeah, I like Toxic a lot because it lets you, because Gastrodon's a really passive mon. It doesn't do a lot of damage. So if you're faced against like a Porygon, if you're faced against like a Melodic, if you're faced against a Tapu Lele even, because it can stall out Tapu Lele outside of Psychic Terrain, you can just Toxic them, like end game. You could like just play your whole game. Well, not your whole game, but let's say you turn 5, you realize you're not going to be able to take down that Porygon with your Nihilego, so you just Toxic it, and then you can win the game there, when normally it would win, because it can just recover, stall you out.
Yep, and that gets to our next move and Recover.
Yeah, recovers the next move.
And then Protect for filler, correct?
Yeah, I mean, Protect's good because it lets you stall things out with Toxic easier, with Protect Recover, and also just because, lets you scout. It's the best move in VGC forever.
Scout those Bulus. Alright, so what EV spread are we going with on this one?
So it's 252 HP.
252 HP.
148 defense.
148 defense.
And 108 special defense.
And the rest dumped into special defense.
Yeah.
Right. Not bad. And then what EV spread are we going? I mean, with nature.
Bold.
Bold, not bad.
Yeah, this spread just gives you like general bulk, so you just have a good matchup against pretty much everything.
Okay, nice. I like that. I like that a lot.
Yep.
And because our last Showdown, we were with the calm nature to take special hits a little bit better, and that's why we had the grassy seed to raise our defense so that we could have the bulk that you really want from the defensive end. So I like this one just being more bulky on the defensive end so that you don't need something like grassy seed to raise its defense.
Yo, you know what? That actually gives me like the best idea I've ever come up with. So we should go leftovers on. Well, I mean, like not now because that changes the whole team comp and I haven't experimented with it.
Yeah.
But like,
continue. All right, sorry there, people. Had a bit of technical difficulties, but we are back. Sorry about that.
Sorry about that.
It's so good. All right, so you're in the middle of explaining your crazy idea that you got with Gashwadon.
Oh, you know what? Actually, next Pokemon.
All right,
Like,
no
after
worries.
saying it out loud, thankfully, disconnected all that. But after saying it out loud, it was like, you know what? This is a bad idea.
Oh my god, sometimes things happen for a reason. Anyways, what's the last Pokemon?
Okay, so the last Pokemon's Arcanine.
Last Pokemon is Arcanine, the beauty of VGC right now.
Yep, it can intimidate things really nicely for this team. Team, really greatly appreciates it. Intimidates onto Marowak, onto other things that can get intimidated. It's Garchomp's too. Garchomp's kind of a problem to this team a little bit, not really, but it can be. So it can be like temperamental.
Mm-hmm.
So having that intimidate, really helps null it down.
Yeah, I could completely see that. What item are we running on Arcanine?
This is Citrus Berry.
Citrus. I love citrus on Arcanine.
Yep.
And then moveset.
Flamethrower for your primary stab.
Special.
Yeah, I know Kyle and some other people, but mostly Kyle runs like Flare Blitz. But since Arcanine's a defensive Pokemon, I like Flamethrower a little more just because you hit the same things, but you stick around longer.
Yeah, it definitely. I could see why Flamethrower you'd want to use Flamethrower as an option so that you're not chunking your health every time you use Flare Blitz. Because I would be devastated sometimes when I would get rid of a threat, but then I'd look at my HP and literally most of it went away when I used Flare Blitz. Still, Flare Blitz is really good and it does just take things lives really well. And Kyle isn't the only one who's ran Flare Blitz. Arcanine, a really popular guy by the name of Shady Penguin, was even tweeting out stuff about how much he loves Flare Blitz Arcanine. So it's really good. It's just that it is a defensive Pokemon and you do chunk your health. So we'll see how this how us not chunking our health with Flare Blitz works out. We'll see how that works out.
Believe me, it works out well.
Then what's going to be the next move?
Will-O-Wisp.
Willow.
Yeah, just burn targets. Nice utility. Really, Arcanine just helps improve the bulk of this team a lot, while also helping ward off steals, which this team has a little bit of a problem with. Since the only thing that can hit steals really nicely is what's that fist thing called? Machamp.
Machamp.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I could definitely see how it improves the matchup against Steel types. Celesteela itself is definitely a Pokemon that this team before Arcanine didn't really want to face, especially if it's that subset, which could get really annoying to this team. So yeah, really nice to have not only Will-O-Wisp to maybe even burn Celesteela, but also definitely just that Flamethrower to break those subs. So nice. What's going to be our next move?
Snarl, same reason. Yeah, it helps out a lot when you're trying to go for a late game Gastrodon stall. Because, let's say you're against the Lele, you can snarl it down, so that it does a lot less. So you can, you have a little more leeway.
All right, so you're seeing right now how versatile a Pokemon like Arcanine is, as well as Celesteela, as Celesteela is going to be a very different set, as this one's going to be Wakanberry and then Wide Guard, which is very different from our last one. And then this Arcanine is going to be using a special type fire move, and then also be using Snarl over E-Speed, which we had last time. And Snarl is going to give us some different utility than E-Speed offered us. So really interesting how versatile some of these Pokemon that are on this team again can be. As even Gastrodon is going to have a little different set, not too different from what we had, but a little different.
Yeah. Well, actually, I feel like Toxic over like Clear Smog or like Mud Bomb. I think it really changes Gastrodon's dynamic quite a bit.
Yeah,
Just
I agree
because
with how it changes its dynamic. Just the fact that it's like just one move, but yeah, it changes its dynamic a lot because you already explained how you can stall things out. You can actually get more damage off things that definitely can take a Scald. You can even maybe win the mirror against other Gastrodons, which I faced one time. So yeah, very interesting what Toxic can provide you.
Oh yeah, it's super helpful against other waters.
Yeah. So what is going to be our EV spread for Arcanine?
Oh, dude, I didn't tell you the last move yet.
Oh, I assumed it was Protect.
Oh, dude, no, dude. Protect is for wusses, man. Like, this team runs 0 protects.
What is
dude,
that last move?
You run Roar, man.
Oh, yeah, Roar. There we go, Roar.
Heck yeah. This team has a pretty bad Trick Room matchup. The only Trick Room mon that can like function inside a Trick Room is like Machamp, and then like you could just try to defend yourself a little bit with Arcanine and Gastrodon. Like you can just like outbulk the Trick Room, but then you really don't have a whole lot to threaten it anyways. So having that Roar lets you like run your offensive mons against Trick Room, like your Tapu Koko and your Nihilego.
Yeah.
So you could just roar out the Trick Room setter. And it's also nice if they have like a setup mon, but I pretty much solely use it for Trick Room because they never see it coming and it's unstoppable pretty much.
It's unstoppable. Yeah, that's really nice. There's a lot of Oranguru teams going around right now, so that's definitely going to be a very useful move. Can't wait to use it. What's going to be our EV spread for this Arcanine?
244 HP.
244 HP.
Yeah, it's almost max, but you can take a Super Fang and then heal up with your Citrus Berry if you do that.
Nice.
Because you hit an even number.
Nice.
4 defense.
4 defense.
4 special attack.
4 special attack.
252 plus in Spadef.
Yup, and then the rest that 4 in speed.
Yeah, the 4 in speed never really comes into play because most Arcanines run more. But if you happen to catch a Arcanine that's running 0 speed, or if you happen to catch like a super bulky Lele that's not running any speed, like which I have seen, you could like Snarl it first, which is kind of nice.
Okay, not bad. I like that. All right, and what's going to be our nature?
Calm.
Calm. Okay, I
Yep.
like it. All right. So, let's quickly recap the team. So we got Celesteela, who's going to be a Leech Seed Heavy Slam Y-Guard Protect set. Very different, but with Wakanberry for longevity and for those pesky electric types that we don't have a stab or even ground type attack to hit them with at all. So, definitely like that. Then we got Focus Sash Tapu Koko so that we can live a hit and stay around for longer with Thunderbolt, Volt Switch for Switch Initiative to get a better matchup, but while still dealing damage, and then Dazzling Gleam to hit things super effectively, and Protect as always. And then we got Machamp. This is probably the Pokemon other than Nihilego, this is probably the second Pokemon I'm most excited to use, who has that Dynamic Punch, Stone Edge, Poison Jab, and Knockoff. Just a very fun Pokemon to use. And Salt Vest so that we can take Tapu Lele Psychics and OHKO with a Poison Jab. Oh, I can't wait to see that happen for the first time.
I'm sorry to let you down real quick, but that rarely happens. It's happened to me like twice.
Okay, but I hope it happens. I'm praying it happens.
Yeah, it's more for Tapu Koko, honestly, and like Magnezone.
Oh, okay, not bad. And then
it happens.
Okay, and then we have Nihilego, Life Orb, Sludge Bomb, Power Gem, Hidden Power Ice, and Protect, of course. The stab options plus Hidden Power Ice allow us to take out a lot of things with one hit. So very, very nice. And then we have a different Gastrodon with Scald, Toxic, Recover, and Protect. Toxic's going to allow us to deal more damage than prior with this Gastrodon. And then, obviously, the Glue with our Intimidate to lessen the power of those physical attackers, and Citrus Berry, Flamethrower, Will-O-Wisp, Snarl, Roar, Arcanine. And Roar to get away those pesky Orangurus that always want to set up Trick Room, and some other Trick Room sizes, maybe Porygon too. And then obviously Snarl, so that we can have a better time dealing with some of the very powerful special attackers in this meta currently. So not bad at all. I'm liking the team composition. Can't wait to test it out. Obviously,
All right.
you are our special guest, so if you want to just search for the first battle, go ahead and do that.
All right, man, I'm all in. Yo, I was gonna pass you instead of this sweet team. I was gonna pass you a Calm Mind Tapu Bulu team.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but I didn't. You see this, right?
Yeah, I see exactly what's on your screen. We're on the same page.
Sweet, sweet, sweet. All right,
Awesome.
man. Do you want me to take it away, or you doing this?
Take it away. I'll just be in the back making points that you don't make. Oh, and I had my sound off because it was muted for a prior reason. So let me turn that sound back on. Let me actually turn that a little bit more down. No, that's
I'm gonna be.
You can start the game whenever you're ready.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna be entirely honest with you real quick.
Yeah.
I haven't played VGC in like 2 days, so I'm feeling a little rusty right now.
I think you'll be fine. We'll be fine.
What's up?
You'll be fine.
All right, man. I just need a game. All right. So now normally against Trick Room teams, like I always lead Arcanine. So that's going in first. He has a little bit of a problem, or I have a little bit of a problem, because he has the Pelipper and the Mudsdale, so I can only bring like one of Tapu Koko or Celesteela, but I'm feeling Celesteela. I'm just a little worried that he's gonna like lead Mudsdale, and then my day will be kind of ruined. In that case, I'd probably just go for the Will-O-Wisp immediately, or I'd probably just go for the Roar because it's a best of 1 right now. But like in a best of 3 situation, I'd Roar game 1 and then Will-O-Wisp at game 2.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna lead with Celesteela too. I don't really like leading with Celesteela usually, but it looked like he can't have much to threaten Arcanine plus Celesteela right off the bat. And then I'm gonna have Gastrodon in the back because if he leads with the Pelipper, he can threaten my Arcanine immediately. So I'm gonna have Gastrodon on the back to Storm Drain, suck those up. And then finally, I'm probably just gonna have Nihilego, just because he has the Tapu Bulu and I want to kill it like immediately. If it comes to push, comes to shove, and it comes to Gastrodon versus Bulu, we don't want that.
Yeah. All right. I like it.
All right, cool.
Let's see how this goes. Oh,
Alright.
he leads the Arcanine. Okay, not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, this isn't a bad lead matchup at all.
Yeah, because we intimidate both physical attackers. That's very interesting. He's running Balloon Arcanine now. I'm not sure I agree with that.
Yeah, it's a little silly, especially since he has the grassy terrain.
Yeah.
So turn 1, I want to get my Nihilego in on this, because he didn't lead the Mudsdale, so Nihilego's pretty safe to come in. So I think I'm gonna try to Will-O-Wisp. I don't know if he's gonna. Yeah, Nihilego can come in for pretty much for free. So I'm gonna Will-O-Wisp the Tapu Bulu and go into that.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm a little hesitant though for some reason because he's not wood hammering the Celesteela. He'd be crazy.
He might just Flare Blitz that slot. I'm not sure though.
Yeah, but Flare Blitz isn't gonna. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna do that. Because like push comes to shove, he's not gonna do a whole lot anyways.
He just protects the Bulu.
Boom.
And then Will-O-Wisp is that slot, which I thought was going to be the alternative that he would do to that slot. So not bad at all.
All right, so here I actually get to like I have a huge positioning advantage, yeah, because like Bulu doesn't want to stay in, Arcanine doesn't want to stay in either. Now I'm feeling Will-O-Wisping the Bulu might be a good idea, but I don't want him to. Yeah, okay, you know what? I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna Will-O-Wisp the Bulu and go for a Power Gem onto the Arcanine because I'm a little worried of him just doubling Pelipper Mudsdale, which would be a little bit of a problem. But if that happens, I'm just gonna Will-O-Wisp the Mudsdale and go into Gastrodon.
Okay.
So, yeah, honestly, like this is a little tough for me saying this out loud because normally when I play games, it's 2 in the morning, clicking buttons immediately, not even thinking about it.
Yeah, it's very different commentating. I've had my adjustment period with having to do that on Battle Spot. Alright, he does switch right into that Pelipper.
Alright, well he gave me a free kill, so I'm proud of that.
I'm not sure what he expected you to do with your... I guess he maybe expected to Poison Stab on Bulu.
Yeah, probably. I don't see anything that Arcanine was doing there though.
Yeah.
Like at all. He couldn't click any buttons.
I honestly wish we could have saw what it was doing.
And then he goes into Drampa. So here what I can actually do for pretty much free. Yeah, actually I win at this point. Like there's no way he can win because I have the Celesteal in the back, and he has absolutely nothing to threaten both Gastrodon and Celesteela. So I'm gonna go into the Gastrodon now, and I think I'm just gonna like I don't want to lose my This is a tough call.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely. I'm sorry.
No, you can continue.
Alright, actually I don't think I'm gonna go into Gastrodon. I think I'm gonna go into Celesteela right now, so I can wide guard later. Yeah, I think that's actually the better call. Celesteela and Protect.
Alright.
I'm a little worried of him. I'm a little worried of him going for the Tailwind. How high are you on the ladder?
I think I'm only like 1500s, if that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we're not too high.
Okay, so I'm actually retarded because for some reason I thought Drampa was a Salamence and he was gonna aerialate Hyper Voice me, or like Dragon was a. I'm trying to think of the term. I'm gonna let you see this Drampa,
Alright,
and I'm just gonna go for the. I'm gonna go for the power.
I thought you were mainly just a little afraid of the fact that somehow you could just lose your Nihilego that turn if he had some type of coverage on his Drampa for Nihilego. That was the only thing I thought you were maybe afraid of.
I was worried of the potential Dragon move coming out, because like I don't give Nihilego enough credit for its special bulk, but it has some decent special bulk.
It really does, because I used the Draco meter on it with Gastrodon in our last episode using Kyle's team, and it ate it, absolutely ate it. The guy was so low ladder that it didn't matter, but it ate it like breakfast, honestly.
Yeah, yeah, that was honestly a bad play by me. But anyway, so here I'm just double protecting to draw out this Tapu Bulu's Protect.
Not bad. And you still do get the Leech Seed, which will give you more recovery than you lose from Burn with the Burn nerf that we did get.
Yeah, this game's over. I'm just gonna heavy slam the Drampa for a little bit of extra damage, no, I'm gonna wide guard. Just because, like, you know, in case he goes for the Hyper Voice, I can just get a 4-0 with Nihilego easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nihilego is gonna get 4 kills this game.
Already. Oh, and it's Beast Boost, and he does go for the Hyper Voice, so good call on the wide guard. And that's just so awesome that its Beast Boost is always going to be that special attack, so that just makes it so much more threatening.
Yeah, you know, this was definitely not how I normally play this team, honestly. It was a weird matchup. He didn't bring the Mudsdale, which threatened me immensely, so
yeah.
You know, he brought pretty much everything that I wanted to see.
Yeah, let's actually see where I am on the ladder. Let me just do some real quickly. And we are... Oh, we're very low on the ladder. Oh, God.
Wow.
Let's hope we can still get some pretty decent games.
Wow, man, this is gonna be a long episode. Like that whole game, I was picking him to be good. Nihilego, okay.
Wrong team. Okay, yes, we didn't get a battle in time.
Like Nihilego, I give it a lot of credit for its special attack, but I don't give it enough to give it 4 kills in one game.
Yeah.
Like, it's good. It threatens a lot of things, but it's not 4-0.
4-0 good. Alright, we do have an Arcanine, Tapu Lele, Alolan, Marowak, Gengar, Gastrodon, Aerodactyl team. So, very interesting. I haven't seen Aerodactyl yet. The only person I've even seen who's used Aerodactyl really is my friend Perklier. So, I do got a general sense of what this Aerodactyl might want to do. So, let's look at our matchup. How's our matchup working?
Weird. Still weird.
Yeah, it is still weird. I do like Monchamp in this one a decent amount, since I do see a Gengar and a Alolan Marowak.
Yeah, it's pretty decent.
Yeah, and then I'm trying to think of taking on his Gastrodon. I just don't fully like our team's matchup against other Gastrodons. Not that they can like really cause havoc, just that they can be really annoying.
Yeah, it's gonna. I'm sorry to tell you this, but this is gonna be a long game because it's gonna come down to either Celesteela or Gastrodon against his Gastrodon. That's what it's gonna come down to. So you gotta hope he clicks his buttons in the end game pretty quickly. You know, if you want to make this episode kind of short, I definitely recommend going Gastrodon over Celesteela, just because Gastrodon can toxic it and make it like 50 less turns than it has to be.
True, I was thinking like both though, because I still like Celesteela against everything that's not Arcanine or Alolan Marowak, and I doubt he brings both of those.
Yeah, you know what I really like in this matchup? Is Nihilego.
I'm leading with that and Machamp. I think that's a pretty good lead. If he does go Tapu Lele, I think I'll just switch out into Celesteela to take whatever stab move he goes for, and then we can move on from there.
Alright, sounds good.
Alright, so I'm gonna go with that. Nihilego, Machamp, and Celesteela and Gastrodon. That he does lead. He does lead with his Tapu Lele, so I will switch into the back. We'll switch right into that. Right into that Celesteela and just go for Power Gem on a Alolan Marowak. Hopefully he doesn't protect it. And he doesn't protect that. He protects Tapu Lele, so perfect for us. We'll knock that right out.
That was a really risky play. I'm gonna be honest, like, I'm not gonna call it a bad play, but it's definitely not a play I would make because I'm a really conservative player.
I thought he might protect the Tapu Lele just because he saw the Nihilego, and then also, I don't know if he maybe predicted that we were Sylvester and could take one of his stab options, but there's always the chance that he might have known that, so I wouldn't.
He might be trying to predict the Sludge Bomb onto Lele.
Yeah, now.
Since Lele kind of threatened both of your mons, while Marowak only threatened one with a Power Gem or Boomerang, and he might have also not have predicted the Life Orb.
Yeah. So now I do think my opponent might switch out their Tapu Lele for what's in the back, knowing that I could easily just go for Sludge Bomb here, and then they'll try to scald us and get good damage off on us. I still do think maybe just Sludge Bombing's our best play, though. What do you think?
Yeah, nothing switches in on a Sludge Bomb, so I think you're solid.
Alright, and then I'll just
I would try to
leech into Gastrodon.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I would personally, like right there, I would have gone into my Gastrodon, just to try to consider. Oh my god, that dunked that.
Oh god.
Yeah, but I would be going for into my Gastrodon. Oh my god, that took that. Wow.
You got burned though. That's unfortunate.
There we go.
Our opponent forfeits that quick. Oh god. Oh god.
No, but right there, what I would have done with this team is I would have Sludge Bomb, but I would have gone to my Gastrodon just to keep Nihilego around because, like, obviously it was getting kill that turn unless he switched into a Sashmon. And then, you could soak up that Skull, and then you could Toxic the Gastrodon next turn.
Oh yeah, that actually would have been a better play. You're correct. I should have slowed down a little and let you suggest that. That definitely would have been a better play.
I mean, either way worked out really.
Yeah,
because it took out like a champ.
Yeah, it is not the highest of ladder, though, that we're on right now. So let's hope that someone who built a good team is just starting to ladder right now. So you could get that next game.
Oh, you want me to take it?
Yeah, we're going to switch back and forth.
All right, sounds heat.
Hopefully, if these are actually decent games, we'll just do this one more, and then we'll call it a day with this team, and we'll get it on Battle Spot.
Dude, I'm looking forward to watching those videos at 2 a.m., man.
I just appreciate the support. Thank you, man.
Dude, no, thank you, man. This is cool. This is cool.
Thank you.
So this dude, pretty decent Arcanine matchup, but I'm still gonna lead it anyways, just because he has the Oranguru, and he also has the bone thingy. So yeah, I'm just gonna lead Arcanine for that reason. Second mon, I don't know. I'm kind of liking Nihilego, but I'm not liking him leading Tapu Lele and then me going Nihilego and then getting owned with like Scarf Lele. But I get the feeling this isn't Scarf Lele. Don't know why.
I doubt it is too.
I don't know. I've been seeing a lot of Scarf Leles, so I've been really paranoid about it.
That's interesting. Well, I've been playing on Battle Spot, which is a lot different than Showdown in my opinion when it comes to team composition, but I haven't seen much of any Scarf Leles, honestly.
Dude, like every Lele I play is Scarf. Jesus Christ. It's so annoying.
Well, it's good to make your choices based on considering that being a thing.
Yeah. I'm just gonna go to Nihilego regardless.
Alright.
Then for my back two, I'm feeling Celesteela, so I can switch in and start wide guarding if he yeah, Celesteela seems like the call. And then for the last one, I'm feeling Gastrodon, but I'm a little worried because I have enough Tapu Bulu hate to deal with the Tapu Bulu if I bring the Gastrodon. And Gastrodon can wall like a significant portion of this team, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that.
Alright, I like it.
Alright,
As
cool.
my opponent is going to lead Gyarados and Tapu Lele, so not terrible at all. Just showing you how much Nihilego threatens everything as it can practically OHKO both of these things.
Yeah, I'm really worried though. Okay, I know what I'm gonna do. This is gonna be the greatest play of all time. Okay, you ready for this? Okay, no. Like, you know how I said I had to have a warm-up game?
Yup.
Dude, I'm so in this one. Okay, check this out. This is gonna be a little hard to explain because I can't get it out of my throat. But so if this Lele is scarfed, right? Like, either way, he's gonna try to scout me out. I don't want this Gyarados Dragon Dancing, however. I'm so glad I brought the Gastrodon. What I can do here is I can protect plus Snarl, right? Gyarados, you know, it's at -1. It's weak. It's not gonna kill this. What's this Pokemon called again? It's a dog. There we go. It's not gonna kill that. So, like, not even with the Hydro Vortex because we're kind of bulky-ish. Lele's probably gonna go for the Psychic on the threat, so I can Snarl and protect. So I can take that Psychic if it happens to be a what's that? Scarf. If it's a Scarf.
Yeah.
I can Snarl and protect, and then next turn I can Sludge Bomb and switch into Gastrodon. Boom.
Makes perfect sense. I was literally about to say, watch out for that Water EMZ. Opponent's gonna go for that Thunder Wave on Nihilego, so interesting play. We aren't gonna get the Snarl off on Tapu Lele, but we do get very good information on what our opponent is, what type of Gyarados this is.
Well, now I'm worried, because Thunder Wave Gyarados is actually a big deal.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna take care of it right away and Snarl. He's probably gonna kill my Nihilego here, but I'm pretty sure after this gear. No, that's tough. I want to keep my Nihilego, and paralyzing it would be just the end.
Yeah, I think you either switch out or you take out the Gyarados or Nihilego. I think those are the two plays.
Yeah, I'm gonna Snarl. I'm gonna regret snarling, but I'm gonna Snarl, and I'm gonna go for the Power Gem onto the Gyarados and hope he doesn't protect.
Yeah, play. Let's go.
Whew.
Oh no!
Did it not kill?
It did not kill. Oh no!
Nihilego sucks.
How bulky is that?
All around me are familiar faces, worn out faces.
Oh my god. What is that Gyarados spread? Alright, so it looks like we got a pretty confident battle right here, so I am enjoying this.
Huh. I can do this. Okay, he's EQing plus water falling, right?
Yeah, it seems like the play. He might just paralyze again just to be that guy.
Alright, well, either way, if I can Will-O-Wisp this Garchomp, I can have a really nice matchup against it.
Yeah, that's the only thing. Isn't it faster and doesn't need stab EQ with no special attack drop take you out?
It won't take me out, because it's, you know, Arcanine's relatively bulky.
Yeah, it's extremely bulky. Just making sure.
Yeah, it won't take me out, and I'm gonna go into the Mother Glopper, just so I could take this waterfall.
Mother whatever is going to be Gastrodon for those of you unaware.
Glop glop. Alright, please live. There we go, we lived.
Oh god, that's a lot of damage though.
Nice, I predicted that.
We just need to hit this, and we do. Life is good.
Alright. Alright, what goes on now?
Yeah, what goes on now?
You're gonna have to give me a moment to answer that. Okay, so Psychic Screen's almost up, right?
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna try to keep this Intimidate rolling because I can cycle Intimidates later, in case I'm the Gastrodon plus Marowak. Little worried about having to face down a Tapu Bulu in the back. So I'm definitely gonna do that. It's a good thing I brought Celesteela, man. So glad.
Yeah, I think Celesteela is like gonna be extremely. It might be a win con honestly in this, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, it's definitely the win con.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. You know what? I'm thinking we should switch Celesteela. Oh wow, we're almost out of time. I'm thinking we should switch Celesteela to Akaberry.
You think so?
Yeah, the question is, do I Scald the Gyarados or do I Toxic it? I think I'm gonna Scald it. Yeah, because he might taunt, so I'm
That's
gonna
what
Scald.
I was thinking.
Yeah. Alright. Boom, predicted. Okay, cool. Well, good news is that I can just double protect, and then I can recover up and heavy slam that Tapu Lele. So yeah, he kind of screwed himself with that play. That was a horrible play.
Yeah. Okay.
Does he have energy ball or something? Oh, dude.
He's running Thunderbolt. That's gonna come in clutch. We don't switch to Wakan. We don't do it.
Dude, this means he just lost. He lost. He doesn't have anything for what's this Pokemon called?
Celesteela?
No, the Glopper thing.
Oh, Gastrodon, yeah.
He doesn't have anything for either of those, dude. Oh man, it's a wonderful life. I'm actually gonna recover.
He does not. We eat those.
Boom. Touched. He's gone. Recovers up.
Did he really?
Oh.
Wait, what?
What?
I'm not sure what he thought he was gonna instruct. He really thought he really thought his Tapu Lele was gonna be around for him to still be able to instruct. I don't really understand people.
Maybe it was like a speed tie between Celesteela and Guru, where he like.
Oh,
EV.
okay. I wasn't thinking about speed ties.
I don't know. It was probably just a bad play on his part, but like I'm just giving him the benefit of the doubt that he's a good player.
Alright, we're going to get this final match. Definitely putting your input where you want to, as we're going to get an opponent who has one of these Torkoal Trick Room Lilligant teams. So our opponent is going to have a team of Lilligant, Oranguru, Torkoal, Celesteela, Gyarados, and Alola Marowak. So this is a hard Trick Room team, like hard. And,
yeah, I want to... Oh, sorry?
Continue. What did you have to say?
I want to tell you how glad I am that we came across this team, because this is where I get to show you where Arcanine really shines.
Oh, okay. Lead me through this one. You're the master of this team. Lead me through. What should I lead with?
Literally, I'm just going to tell you lead is Tapu Koko plus Arcanine, because if he has the Lilligant, if he leads Lilligant plus that snail thingy, is it a snail? No, it's a turtle.
Yeah, it's a turtle.
It might be a tortoise.
Oh yeah, I guess it's a tortoise.
It's got a cracked shell, so I feel like it's a tortoise.
Yeah.
It's also like not watery. It doesn't like water, so yeah, it's a tortoise. What's a tortoise doing? Well, no, like tortoise they like Arizona, right? Like they like the sun. So, do you see a lot of tortoise where you live?
Not at all.
Oh, okay, then never mind. What's a tortoise doing under the sun? You know what? I think that's besides the point. So Tapu Koko plus Arcanine, in case he leads with Lilligant and he tries to sleep powder your Arcanine, he can't because the electric terrain's up.
Oh,
all right?
Yeah. Okay.
Boom. And then like you could have honestly, like you could go. The only problem with that lead is if he goes with what's that Pokemon? The bone one? Marowak.
Yeah.
If he goes Marowak. That's a huge problem to that lead. So you could go Machamp in the back if you want to deal with that a little.
Yeah, Machamp in the back.
And then I don't know, like Nihilego looks kind of cool, so you could go that, or you could go. Yeah.
I went with it. I like Fletcher. I went with Nihilego. Let's go. And he goes with the double weak electric lead.
This basically guarantees that he has Marowak in the back.
Oh yeah. Oh, thank you for saying that. That 100% guarantees that.
Yep.
So I think I just want to protect with Tapu Koko to scout out him going into his Alola Marowak on one of these two slots. And
I feel like it would be more productive if you just switched the Tapu Koko out now, so you didn't have to switch it out after.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Which one though? Obviously Machamp. I don't want to maybe switch a Nihilego on a water type move from that Gyarados.
Yeah.
And I think Flamethrower on the Celesteela, he might just protect it though. I think I should Will-O-Wisp Gyarados, honestly.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, because he might Dragon Dance.
Yeah, let's do that.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no.
Oh, dude, he basically gave you this win right here. Oh, man, that was... He doesn't have a
Why does he
Marowak.
not have... Oh, God, I don't understand people.
This guy is begging to lose to Tapu Koko. Alright, man.
Alright, so I want to Stone Edge Torkoal and hope we hit. And then I want to just roar out Oranguru.
Easy peasy lemon yeezy.
Let's see if he pulls another double just for the fun.
Yeah, he just wants to get the Intimidate off on the Arcanine. Yeah, I've never seen a more Tapu Koko weak team.
Okay, he is going to protect.
Cool,
Nice,
now you have a Celesteela
nice.
and Sun.
Nice.
Man, this game is just easy.
Yeah, but I'm just going to flamethrower that slot. No reason not to. Even if it is Gyarados, and it's not, which I didn't think it would be.
Why is he clicking Eruption? Doesn't he know that, like, you lose HP from Stone Edge?
I don't know. I don't know. I do not know.
Like Goose. Honestly?
Should I roar again? What should I do to that Oranguru?
Yeah, he's got no like.
He has no answer to the roar. Yeah, let's just do it.
Yeah, there's like no reason not to roar. There's nothing he can do
Yeah.
because Torkoal's super slow. It dies to a Stone Edge. Oranguru can't do nothing on its own but set Trick Room. So like, and like Trick Room honestly would help you, but not if the Torkoal protects. So like, and it doesn't hurt you not to have Trick Room up. It just guarantees you to win. And that's just too hard of a read to let Trick Room go up with Torkoal around. So.
Yeah, and then also like Tapu Koko definitely won't like it.
Yeah. Boom, there's a Celesteela again.
Oh, life is good.
This is the greatest thing I've ever seen.
I knew I should have Will-O-Wisp that time.
Oh, dude, Torkoal lived.
Oh god, what?
That Machamp though, showing off its
It's bulk right now.
Yeah, it's Alsalvis.
Alright, it looks like a play here.
Yeah, honestly, from here, like all you have to do is, you know, make sure that prevent a Gyarados sweep, and you can just win with Tapu Koko.
Alright, well I think Torkoal's weak enough for no sun around.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think of what exactly I want to do. So I might just double the Gyarados for the fun of it. How much is -1 Stone Edge? How much is that going to do?
It's not gonna kill it, but it's gonna do quite a bit of damage.
Yeah, then I'll just go for that. Yeah, because he does protect the Torkoal, so cool.
Ah,
Oh,
dude,
we
of
messed the Will-O-Wisp,
course. Of course. Hey, on the bright side, now you just like absolutely positively win.
Absolutely, positively.
Yeah. Oh, for some reason I was thinking Nihilego, but yeah, Tapu Koko definitely
Yeah,
better.
I was just like, why not? When he has a cell still in the back, too.
Yeah, I would have definitely ended up gone Nihilego and then screwed myself. Boom. Way to weaken your Oranguru.
Alright.
There we go. Saying GG already.
Oh, yeah. GG, my dude.
Oh,
He
easy.
just dipped. Oh, I wanted to say it back. Oh, he left. Okay. They didn't leave
Oh
it.
man. It's okay, man. I got you.
You're
Boom.
gonna PM him.
Oh, you know, I can. Oh,
Alright,
he's
that's
offline.
he did. He's pissed. He shut his computer off. Alright.
great.
Thank you guys so much for checking this out. Thank you so much, LG. We showed off this very interesting team that I actually really like. We didn't have the highest quality of opponents, but I definitely think even with, because our opponents still did have really quality team compositions though, even though they weren't the best at using them. So I do still think that we showed off what this team can do against very common Pokemon in the meta currently. So thank you so much for coming out, man. I really appreciate that.
Dude, thanks for having me. This is a blast.
Of course, and definitely check out the episodes where we're going to be using your team on a Battle Spot ladder. Hopefully I can make you proud and maybe even do a little bit better than we did with our first installment of a team. So thank you so
Nice.
much, everyone. Thank you so much for coming out and watching. I'm going to get the heck out of here. I'm going to let LG get the heck out of here too. I'll see you guys tomorrow in our first episode with this team on Battle Spot. Should be fun.
Heck yeah.
All right. Peace out, everyone. Have a good one.